Imagine that quiet hush that settles in right after two people have shared a deeply personal moment. Body still warm and breathe slowing down. It's like the world pauses for a second. And in that pause, everything hangs in the balance. You might feel satisfied, ready to drift off or check out mentally, but she's lying there wondering if what just happened was more than a fleeting thrill. That right there is the turning point where a good time can turn into something meaningful or just fade into regret. A lot of guys miss this entirely, thinking the excitement is all that counts. But what comes next is what really sticks with her. It's not about grand gestures or fancy words. It's about showing up as a decent human being who sees her as more than just the fun part. Stick around because we're going to dive into simple ways to make that afterglow feel safe and special, turning you into the guy she actually wants to remember fondly. Let's start with why this matters at all. Picture this. You've both let your guards down, shared something raw and close. For her, it's not just about the physical side. It's like opening a door to her inner world. In those first few minutes afterward, her thoughts might swirl with questions. Does he really care? Or was I just convenient? Is this going to leave me feeling good? Or second-guessing everything? Psychologically, this is when people feel most exposed. Studies on human connections show that vulnerability spikes right after intimacy, and how it's handled can build trust or shatter it. If you roll over without a word, it sends a signal that she's alone in processing it all. But if you stay present, even in small ways, you create a sense of security that lingers. It's like laying the foundation for real respect, not just a one-off encounter. And trust me, when she feels seen in that fragile space, it changes how she views the whole experience. And one of the easiest yet most powerful things you can do is to connect with her right then, eye to eye, and use her name in a gentle way. Not like you're calling roll in a classroom, but with warmth, like you're acknowledging the person she is. Something as simple as looking at her softly and saying, "Hey, Sarah, that was really nice," can ground her. It reminds her that you're not just thinking of her as a body next to yours, but as someone with feelings and a story. Why does this work so well? From a mental health angle, hearing your own name activates parts of the brain tied to identity and belonging. It makes you feel recognized and less invisible. In relationships, experts note that this kind of personal touch reduces anxiety and fosters closeness. Too many guys skip it because it feels too intimate, like it might lead to expectations, but really it's just basic kindness. If you are brave enough to get that close physically, why share away from a moment of emotional connection? It doesn't commit you to anything long-term. It just shows you're thoughtful. And when she feels that anchor, her mind quiets down, replacing doubt with a quiet comfort. Moving on from there, take a beat to actually ask how she's feeling, not in a probing therapist-like way, but genuinely like you care about her as a person. Maybe say, "You are right. Need anything right now?" It could be a glass of water, a blanket, or just some space to breathe. This isn't about fishing for compliments on your performance. That's ego talking. Instead, it's recognizing that sharing intimacy can stir up all sorts of emotions, joy, uncertainty, even old memories that sneak in unexpectedly. Research in emotional intelligence highlights how checking in like this validates someone's experience, making them feel supported and less alone. For her, it signals that you're not just there for the high points, but for the real stuff, too. And here's a little tip to make it even better. If the mood feels right, suggest something light, like sharing a snack. Think about foods that naturally boost that cozy feeling. Dark chocolate for its mood, lifting endorphins, or fresh berries that are easy and refreshing. These aren't magic potions, but sharing a bite of something simple can turn the moment into a shared ritual, easing any tension. It's backed by how communal eating strengthens bonds, releasing feel-good chemicals in the brain. You don't have to overdo it. Just offering shows you're attuned to her needs, turning potential awkwardness into warmth. But don't stop at words. Your actions in those next minutes speak volumes. If you're planning to head out soon, do it with grace. Not like you're fleeing a scene. A quick hug, a sincere, "I had a great time with you," or even "get some good rest" can provide closure. Rushing off without that leaves her piecing things together on her own, which can breed insecurity. On the flip side, if you're staying, make it count. Cuddle up, chat about nothing heavy, keep the energy light. Psychology tells us that mismatched signals after closeness can confuse the attachment system, making people feel rejected, even if that's not your intent. Being clear and kind avoids that. It shows maturity. And to enhance that comfort, maybe pull out something nurturing like a warm tea, chamomile for its calming effects, or ginger if she likes a bit of spice. These aren't random suggestions. They're drawn from how certain foods and drinks can soothe the nervous system, promoting relaxation after an intense experience. It's a subtle way to extend care, making her feel valued beyond the moment. Now, think about shifting the vibe with a genuine compliment, but not the obvious ones about looks or the physical stuff that's already been covered in the heat of things. Instead, point out something about her personality or spirit, like how her sense of humor cracks you up, or the way she dives into conversations with real passion. Say, "I love how you light up when you talk about your dreams." This hits different because it shows you were paying attention to who she is, not just what she offers in terms of mind science. Compliments on inner qualities boost self-esteem more deeply than surface-level praise. Fostering a sense of being truly appreciated, it counters the common fear women have of being objectified, especially after vulnerability. To weave in that nurturing element, perhaps tied to sharing a meal later. Avocados for their healthy fats that support brain health, or nuts like almonds that provide sustained energy. These foods aren't just filler. They're known to help stabilize moods, making the transition smoother. Offering to grab something like that together extends a connection, turning a single encounter into a memory of mutual respect. Elle can be your best friend in breaking any lingering tension. After everything settles, a soft joke or playful tease about something silly, like how the pillows ended up everywhere, can lighten the air. It's not about being a comedian. It's about sharing a human moment that says, "We're cool here." No pressure. Studies on humor in relationships show it reduces stress hormones and builds rapport, making people feel more at ease. For her, it dissipates any self-doubt, replacing it with joy. And if you're feeling creative, suggest a quick fun snack to pair with the laughs, as if you're near a kitchen. Known for their zinc that aids in recovery, or figs for their natural sweetness that can spark a playful vibe. These choices are psychology-informed, as they tie into sensory experiences that enhance bonding without overcomplicating things as time passes. Don't let silence turn into distance. A follow-up message the next day isn't clingy. It's considerate. Something straightforward like, "Thinking about last night? Hope you're having a good day." This closes the loop, preventing her from overthinking.